They knew her. She was the party girl. She was cool. I was not. So she was able to get all of her friends to hate me. And then he was just the puppet master, just going back and forth between us, saying these things. And so
that's not nice.
He was a jerk, and he like fueled it. And I'm not no punk, so I was bullied, but I would go right back at him. So you talking shit to me? All right. Well, they wanted to jump.
Is it bully the new sense of the word? Not saying that there's like two senses of the word.
But
like,
it's probably the new sense.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to say that I was bullied. The hell, Ryan getting bullied? But I was. Technically, I was. Like if some girls were doing that to
and the way
my
it was
daughter.
Going down now,
yeah. So, he orchestrated that. He was the puppet master.
Wow.
So
that's why those guys get those titles.
That's why he gets that's why only he gets that title.
And that's why Pretty Wings is so prolific in your emotions.
Yeah, because
you wanted to let go and flutter away.
Okay. I did, and I thought I loved him. Not really.
Going back to love, so the whole love like rhetoric. What did you like mean to bring that up? So you think that Meg Thee Stallion, like they're in a relationship?
I'm waiting for some details to unfold because in her wording she said that she needs to be more protective of her energy, which is valid. But when I think of that, I think of you're letting someone have access to you, and to have access to someone, you gotta mean to me. I interpret that as they meant something to you. You know, if your energy is that you need to protect it, then they must have had it. More than just going out to the club and partying. So I do think they may have had an entanglement.
Yeah. I think entanglement will only have to come if you're in a relationship and then you do something outside of your relationship. Like that integrates. Like how apparently the way that she explained it was exactly about like how the definition is. Like, so I guess someone in a marriage that introduces a new person while still in a, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think I look at it as just
Would you ever do it?
An entanglement?
No, yeah.
I just look at it. I interpret it as just it's messy. It doesn't matter if you're outside or inside. It's just a mess.
Would you be in a messy relationship?
In a way, I kind of am.
Now?
A little bit.
Oh,
a little bit.
That's new.
A little bit. So that's why would I be with someone in a relationship and then hell no.
Nah, but you gotta bring us back.
Yeah.
You gotta bring us back.
To what?
You gotta bring us back.
To
new relationship to who? When?
Well, it's not a new relationship. It's just there's just some parts that are happening.
There's a lot of stuff that you're saying that you're not saying.
Okay, all right. So if we're gonna be honest, the whole dynamic between a baby mother and a baby father is complex, especially with me and him and our history. And so, we're trying to navigate and figure that out.
Oh, to come back together.
I don't know.
To stay apart? So what are you doing?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things. We don't know.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We just don't know. It's just so difficult to like. It's so we and him got so freaking comfortable, and like we just vibed so hard, and like I think we're both kind of like it would be exhausting to start over with another person. So we don't know what we're doing, but it's a little messy.
Have you ever had to like start over?
Yeah, I had to start over because the one dude, the fuck nigga, off and on for about a year and a half, and then I dated a little bit. I dated a little bit at BW, and then Amir. Starting over like that though, that would be so hard. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, could you give advice to people starting over? But in theory, this would be the time of which you reflect while you're getting over it. If you want to get over it. Like if that's your...
I want to.
Why?
I want... It just would be...
You want to start over.
I do. It's just like it's daunting. It's like moving. It's like... Am I excited to move? Yes. Do I want to pack all this shit up and go? No.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, but it's you. Do you like to move?
No, I move so much. Anybody tells me to move anywhere, I'm like,
okay, right.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. Right, because of I don't want to do it. So, I'm.
You're putting it out now that you're gonna try to make it work.
Oh, and that's I can't commit to that.
But you want wait. So you just explain why?
Well, no, to make what work? Make him and I work?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's just something that it's like in a perfect world, this time apart is so important to us. In a perfect world, would take this time and then get back together. I mean, if you see us, you can't deny that we love each other. Yeah, like my mom was like, you guys still love each other. Everyone. Yeah. But it just I want so me, I could definitely say, you know what, I'm taking this time to work on myself, and if he's in the same position, then we could come back. That's me though. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where his head is at, and I don't want to depend on that anymore. I've done that a lot. I've done that so much, waiting for people to get where I'm at, that I kind of don't think it's fair of myself to do that again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just not. It's just he's doing a lot of growth, and I'm so proud of him that I don't want to put an expectation, and then B, I don't want him to be like, well, yeah, I love you, but yeah, I don't want to do it again.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's real though. So does he know this?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
A lot. And he agrees. And he said the same thing for me. He said, go out, date, do your thing. And he said, I would love for us to, get back together. But if we don't, then it is what it is, Yeah.
How did you take it? Like, do you actually want to? Or you're like, I'd rather, like, when he said that I'm willing to try again, or are hoping that one day we can meet again, would you?
I was same page. I was like, I'm with you.
So then why are you playing the limbo?
I'm playing the limbo because things change. The one thing that I've learned is people change. Like, he changed when of course, 3 years, people change, but he flipped completely because the dynamics of our relationship changed. Yeah. And so this time apart, we're gonna change. The dynamic of us is probably gonna change. So it may not fit
the new narrative.
Yeah, it may not fit.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, it would, and it would just be like, this is all we needed. But that's a possibility that may not happen. So I'd rather just play it safe and just do my thing.
What does your thing look like then?
My thing, first of all, that's one thing that's interesting. That would be a good segue. This whole thing of casual sex and all that shit. I'm not with that.
Huh? Huh?
I'm not with that.
What do you mean with it?
I don't do that.
How did you?
So I'm saying, like, what is doing my thing look like? Yeah. Not that.
Not casual sex.
No.
That's like the cool vibe. That's like the Tinder and the
hell no.
The Bumble and the
hell
swipe.
No. And I'm not slut shaming. No, none of that. Do you please? With like there's a freedom that comes with that, and I do wish I could be like that, but no.
So what makes you have such a stand?
Who I am. Mm-hmm. I am.
So like Michael B. Jordan could walk in the room all Wakandan out.
I don't think Michael B. Jordan
was all that cute.
If you would have said Trevante Rhodes, that's something different.
What? Who's that?
You don't know who Trevante Rhodes is?
Nope.
If he came over here, then yes. That may be my exception. He's the only one that I saw, and I was like, oh my god, like Idris Elba. And,
so just that guy.
Just that guy.
Okay.
But I think I take a stance because I did attempt to have like a one night stand. Mm-hmm. Didn't work.
What was the word? Was it like a good not to work or a bad not work?
It just didn't. I because I equate sex with caring about someone and like.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Yeah, because you'll feel real cared for, then like left.
Exactly. So it's just not. But that's just how I am naturally. Like I just care about people, and I like to form genuine relationships with people. Yeah. And so he was really cool, and we technically wouldn't be a one night stand. It wasn't like we met. We talked for a little bit, but after that we just like fell off, so technically actually wasn't a one night stand, but still that was the closest thing that I got to it, and I just didn't know how to do it. Wow. So that's not for me. Also, if you think about the mechanics of sex, do you really want to?
The mechanics of sex, or like
the mechanics of sex, just what goes into it.
typically one thing goes into it. I don't know
yes.
what do you. I don't.
That
The mechanics, like, what do you gotta explain? Like, I don't want to infer and then come off as like this guy.
Just people's dealing with people and their genitals. It's just like, ugh.
You had a kid.
I had a kid with someone that I loved someone that, I knew when he was bathing. I knew that he was drinking water.
But that's
I
not,
knew
that's
that
not the mechanics of sex.
Well, just because, because even with the condom, I mean, you're inserting something, a penis is being inserted into a vagina. Like, and
of traditional narrative,
right?
Yeah.
Of course, something is being inserted into something, typically, and so I don't trust people like that. No, yeah. I knew what Amir was doing, and I was cool with it.
You can't just
to
the wind.
No, and a person proved me right, and they were like, yeah, this it was a story. I don't know how true it is, but it could happen. This woman had a one-night stand with someone, and I don't think she used protection, but he ended up being arrested for fucking dead people. Don't know how true that is, but that could happen if you think about it. Someone can do that. Necrophilia, is that what it's called? Necrophilia? Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't know.
That's the Bill Cosby disease. That's the necrophilia.
Stop.
No,
right. Come on now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's do you think that should be? Do you think that's more common than like the media portrays? Because you would assume that like
what
our generation is fast or anything like that.
Would you my way of thinking?
Yeah. Would you think that that's actually more common with the general populace, or do you think people are just saying, "Let's go"?
A balance. Oh. I think it's I know people who have no problem meeting new people and no problem being sexually adventurous. I also know people who feel the way that I feel, but they also don't take it as far as I do per se. And I'm in no way a prude. It's just that, and there's also there's some context to it as to maybe why I feel that way, because of my childhood. But it's just that I just don't feel comfortable with it. But other people, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. But if they like someone, they gonna do it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
And that's fair. I'm in no way saying the way that I think is normal. It's my normal. Yeah. But because who thinks of that? Like who equates like random sex? And I'm like, oh.
I think a lot of people do. I think like the idea of like, I think.
Well, that makes me feel a little better because when I say that, they're like, oh, you.
No, I think a lot of people like. Maybe like kissing or something kissing at a party, but I think a lot of people are like, do you have gonorrhea? Do you have chlamydia? The clap. Do you have it? You know what I mean? That's like people ask those questions. I don't know how adult people are. Actually, you might be right. I did go to college. I don't think that happens. I think. Yeah,
as you're thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I like as I start to speak, the numbers of people who would do that just so.
BW had a big chlamydia.
Yeah, I hate that fact because I went there. Like I hate.
It was so bad.
So 1 in 3 people had it.
Yes.
Walking around like a gang of applause. Like claps.
Just that's what I'm saying. So I think maybe college, maybe think a little because I was sheltered in high school. I didn't know anything about sex in high school, but.
Really? What? Wait, what?
I lost my virginity at 18 years old to that dude, and that was it for a while. I didn't know you didn't know about it until high school. You lived a really. I didn't know anything about it. Besides movies.
Television?
Well, of course, but in terms of, but okay.
The Biggie Smalls movie came out, and it was a sex scene with Lil' Kim, and you trying to tell me you had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. I was like, that's kind of that's hot, I guess. That was a very realistic sex scene. Yeah. Just thinking about it, but no, I didn't. I wasn't. No, and I wasn't really interested in it either.
I knew about that since like 6 years old.
Of course, I knew about it, but as much as I know now, no. And people who
Like,
back in
when you
high
say
school,
now, you mean like the knowledge behind it? Or
the
like,
knowledge and just being experienced. Like, yeah, I know about it now. I had a kid, of course. I mean, I know, but no, then, and kids at my age were way advanced. I mean, kids were fucking in middle school.
Yeah,
Yes. So, no, I didn't really know about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I heard and saw, and well, a lot of that just comes from like pornography. So a lot of boys would be exposed to that before women. So I guess that's not taboo. And growing up in New York, I guess New York's pace overall is fast.
Yes, and I remember watching a documentary. New York had like sex shows. Like, they were very prolific in the 70s.
I'm sure like a lot of those hot high water towns, like Chicago's and the Miami's, probably had of that caliber.
I remember New York was big. Was big. Like,
I bet
they were on it.
I'm sure. I don't know. I wouldn't even. That's not even something I would Google. Like, how hot was the sex scene in 1920? It was a furry day back then. I'm not doing that.
No. That's funny. It was a furry day. Hell no. Yeah. So that makes sense. I guess for me, I don't know. I just wasn't. Like it was so funny. Like, I thought I knew stuff about sex and I thought I wanted it, but I did not. Wow. And I can definitely say, even at 18 years old, I could have waited.
Oh, wow.
For sure. I could have waited.
I feel like there's such pressure on women to retain this concept of virginity. It's very, it's almost like toxic for you to have this. Like, you're just living life, you're going through these emotions, and then someone says, hey, for your virginity, don't have sex. You're going to be, like, now looked upon by God in the right. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. Let's not, tack on virginity like that. You know what I mean?
For me, why I said that I could have waited was more so because it wasn't good. The one thing that I do know, it wasn't good. So if I'm gonna do it, it needs to be good.
But there's multiple. Like, I've burned chicken numerous times, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna try again. You didn't try it. You was like, I'm alright.
With him, it was like several months between the next time we did.
Oh man,
that would
have destroyed my pride if I went.
Just was the submit. We didn't have a place to do it. You
guys went to high school.
What does that mean?
You have a high school.
Oh God, no. People did do that. God, no. That was a few times on the bus. I think there was a girl, and in this girl's bathroom.
See, these are trailblazers trying to make ways for people like you to explore.
Come on, maybe I am a prude, because fuck no. Why the hell? If you saw my high school, do you know what? I don't know if I ever get in trouble for saying this.
What?
Horizon Science Academy? Have you heard of it?
That didn't blow up. I'm not from here. I don't know.
I don't know why I'm expecting. If you saw my high school, you'd know that it was so really small and just like if we
is that building shaped like a square? Is it a brown school?
Yes.
That shit looks like a museum.
Exactly, and it's super small on the inside. Ain't no one was having no. A few people were some trailblazers. I was not going to be one of them.
It looked like the headquarters for a cubicle company.
Yes.
Like, it literally looks like a square brown box. Like, you took a picture in the 70s and just put it there.
Next to the BMV.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. But
the where you get your license and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. No, I have no idea where that's at.
Oh, okay. But you're right on the money,
It's an ugly school.
Ugly ass building.
It's a square.
Yes, exactly.
Like the earth was taking a square shit.
And plopped it right next.
No, it just shat up.
Oh, shat up?
Yeah.
So no one was doing that. Not a lot. But it wasn't because I was like, I'm ashamed. Nah, it just wasn't good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't say I was 17 during my first time, and it was oddly it's movie related. So like I was back in Delaware, the second time around, and it was like January. I want to say like the 17th or something like that. I was excited. Oh, I was like, I'm gonna remember this date forever. And then I was watching Finding Nemo. Yeah, and I got a call. It was like, hey, can I spend the night? And I was like, sure, I'll be.
Was your dad? No, of
So
course not.
we should get asked those questions.
Right. Okay. I was just making. Yeah. Okay.
He wasn't there. So and they were like, "Can I come over?" And I was like, "Sure, you can spend the night." You know what I mean? And she came over. I was like excited beyond this person. Yeah, this person was experienced. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, she's nice and I'm nice, so nice people.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. It wasn't as smooth as J. Cole's story. I was listening to that song. I was like, well, none of my shit was as cool. Nothing still is as cool as this motherfucking song. But came over. It was like 9:18 when she came over. I was
9:18. You remember the exact time?
Oh, what?
Oh, maybe.
I could tell you the air temperature pressure of what? The senses. I didn't know I was such a, I guess, a transcendentalist mindset type of person, and I was always aware of things beyond my knowing. So she came over, was watching the movie. She got clothes. She's like, I like the way your hands rub my back. I was like, I just get to touch you. That's all. It's not that big of a deal. And then she was like, you want to see my butt? And I was like,
okay.
Yeah. I don't want to. It's weird because like I don't want to sexualize the moment.
Right.
Yeah. So she was like, you want to see my? She said ass or whatever. So she said, want to see my butt? And I was like, yeah. She got on the floor. It was like it's twerking. And I'm watching Nemo, so I'm like a kid. Like I enjoy, so I'm still watching Nemo, and I just see some like this blue human. Right, it was a white girl.
Oh, oh, okay, really? Really?
Why are you saying really like that?
Just going off of your track record as an adult. Because mine's matches up. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Mine's makes sense.
Okay.
From 18 to 20, almost 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
18 to... Didn't you date somebody from 8th grade to...
Yeah, even then. Yeah. Matched up.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't discriminate. I don't. I have appreciation for...
Okay. An appreciation. I feel it. I think
17.
most guys.
No, listen. Back then... Mm-hmm. I wasn't the type they was looking for.
Got you.
Yeah, I wasn't playing basketball. I wasn't light skinned with the curly top with the layup. I ain't doing that. I couldn't stay outside. I had to, none of that.
Got you. That makes sense.
She gave me quote unquote a chance.
Right.
And so I saw this blue person just twerking in front of me, and she was like, "You like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm watching the part where the manta ray. It's saying the different phylums, kingdom phylum, whatever. And so she was like, "Hey, you want to do stuff to me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do stuff," but I didn't want to do stuff.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah.
Why?
I didn't feel like it. I wasn't in the mood.
I have a question. Was she twerking well?
As well as one could. I mean, she was a bigger girl, so as well as gravity permitting movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I didn't want to go. That wasn't the plan.
Right.
Actually, the truth is, I didn't. High school and rumors and shit. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to find out or do stuff, or find out anything. I had to get tested or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Stupid, immature. You know what I mean? Yeah. First time. So I was like. She got annoyed because I clearly was doing not what I was supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. No. And I was like, I don't. She was like, all right, whatever, we're done. I was like, oh, okay. So then she was like, well, do you want stuff? And I was like, I want stuff. So I ran to the bed. Yes, I ran to the bed and I looked like Winnie the Pooh laying back, just like excited, kicking my feet off the bed. Like it was just joy. And then I was like, what are you doing? You gotta be cool. You're from Brooklyn. Like, I mean, I had to get all cool and shit. Shit ain't work. So that happened, and I used a condom.
That's good.
And that happened.
Most people.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. So it's mainly because my dad had condoms, and that's why I had condoms. Yeah. So
Pops.
It's protection. So that was with the condom, and then I stopped, and she was like, I think she was like, she knew I was inexperienced. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, this is not your first time. And I was like, it is though. All at night, and I'm like tired and sweating, and skip 2 heart attacks and an asthma attack. It's nothing new. So then, and this is a testament to being. It's not just like a joking story. This is about always staying protected.
Right.
So she was like, hey, and she like, the back of my hair, just touched it. I was like, okay, what's up? She said, you want to go again? I was like, sure. And I was like, Brandon, why?
Right.
Why are you so fucking excited? Why are you, sure, don't do that. And so yeah, so she said, I said, I don't have another condom. And she was like, oh, no. You want to feel for real? And I was like, okay. And then I was like, she was like, you ready? And I was like, yeah, to do stuff. And she was like, all right. And she was like, well, and I was like, shh, stop it. Stop talking. She was like, what do you, the warmth is just, there's a lot here. There's a lot going on mentally. I'm a man. This is,
yep.
And that was the end of sex. That was literally...
Wow.
Yeah, and then everything happened. Yep, then I was just like, And she was like, what did you just do? And I was like, you're on birth control. Like, it was like... And it was stupid. It's horrible. She was like, Brandon, you're smarter than that. I'm like, I am, but...
Right.
Did you feel what I just felt, bro?
Right.
Like, huh?
Right. Especially for the first... Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, all the knowledge and understanding, reading the pamphlets with the boy and the
it does nothing.
That
for
shit
the
went
real
to the
thing.
curb.
Right.
They don't teach you about any of what you're supposed to do. They teach you about not spreading shit. When you're in the saddle, you're not.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
they're not. In your head, you're not at least not thinking about that. At least off the very first time. From then on,
right,
you stay.
You become more aware.
Condom. Oh yeah, you stay wrapped up. You gotta protect yourself and your partner at all times. Always wear the condom. Sponsored by We're not, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first time story.
Huh. Mine was not that memorable.
Really?
I can't. It was in a hotel. He got one. He was.
That's fly.
Yeah, it was. It was fine. We had to do some finagling.
In a hotel? Was it a motel? Finagle how?
It was nice. I think it was a hotel. It was behind this Chinese restaurant.
The hotel was behind the Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, so maybe actually it was a motel. But it was nice, though. It was nice. And you had to be 18. So the lady at the motel, he booked it through his credit card. And she didn't know that I was 18 at the time. He was only 17. And so I had to go to the BMV. The school's right next to the BMV, so I had to go.
Are you saying DMV?
No, BMV here.
What's BMV?
Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
Oh my gosh! I thought I was hearing shit this whole time.
Yeah, no.
BMV.
BMV, yeah.
Not the department. The Bureau of Motor Vehicles.
We used to be the DMV, but yeah, now we're the BMV.
This place is weird.
It is weird. So then I had to go and get my ID and stuff, and then we went to the hotel. We had to finagle because she didn't know. We already paid for the room, but she was like, you guys are only 18. I can't do that. But she let us do it. She knew what we were going to do. And other than that, I can't really remember. It hurt, but...
That was pretty much it?
It's pretty much it. Yeah, so I was like, could have went without it. Because it just sucked. It just sucked.
Did you tell him that? How did you guys communicate that?
He knew it sucked.
Oh.
Was
it his first time too?
No. But he wasn't that experienced, though. He may have had, maybe one or two encounters before. As time went on, it, of course, got better. And I think maybe I did tell him. But, the first time, I definitely could have went without it.
What would you say to women? I feel like that's always something that I enjoy hearing other women talk to the younger thems, or when men talk to the younger generation. What would you say to women who are, still feel, pressured? Or even if you're an adult, you're you feel pressured.
I would
Or dating in COVID.
Right. I would just say, I know it sounds cliche, but you need to listen to yourself. Something told me this wasn't the right person, but that had less to do with if you're not enjoying, if you don't feel like you're going to enjoy it, don't do it. If you feel any sense of I don't think that I am ready for this, whether it be I'm not ready for it physically, whether I'm not ready for it emotionally, I'm not going to enjoy this experience, don't do it, because you will be ready. Me in college dating other people, I could have had a much better experience,
Yeah.
you know. And so if I would have just listened to myself, I would have been like, girl,
you don't need this.
you don't need this. Have a good time. If you're going to put yourself at risk, sex is risky regardless. Gonorrhea is becoming resistant to drugs.
That is true.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Pregnancy. Come on. If you're going to put yourself at a risk, you need to have fun.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you're going to do it, whether you're busting it open, enjoy yourself.
Busting it open.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a comment I saw on Facebook, and they said, how come they don't tell men to don't impregnate women when they only tell girls to be careful of pregnancy and stuff like that? My comment was, don't. You're not a man. First of all, you wouldn't know. I have a lot of men was like, yo, don't have sex until you're ready. Until you're ready to provide for a woman, you don't
need to have sex.
You don't need to have. You should not be having unprotected sex.
Yeah. Period. If
you're not mature enough, you shouldn't be having sex. Period.
Exactly.
If there's no consent,
that's listen. Huh? Right? How?
For my men out there, if there's no as said by, okay, consent is sexy. Busting out that condom, ooh. If you gotta take out the dental dam, would you?
My baby dad didn't know that was a thing.
Why? See, that's a form of protection that we need to keep.
Well,
you should have a giveaway of dental dams. You should make dental dams cool again.
Yeah. Well, his mother took him out of school because they were talking about sex ed. Homeschooled him because they were talking about it. I had to inform him of a lot. And he was very receptive. But he didn't know.
I bet the hell he was receptive.
Yeah, he was not. He was like... Yeah, he's the same dude who was like, yo, why does your uterus expand?
You take the hammer from yesterday.
Yes. He just was like, yo, so, yeah. So, he didn't know that existed. Wow. So, yeah, we do need to make that more sexy. Women need to take more control. You ain't got a condom? Cool. You don't gotta...
We're not having sex. Protect yourself, ladies.
Yeah.
Men protect themselves. You know what I mean? So, that's the message for today.
That's the message for today.